Hello, Mixer. Sorry, I don't know why Spotify kept playing there. It played that song already. Anyways, uh, so we're having a little fun this evening. Gonna be portioning out some ducks. You got two lovely duckaroos here uh, that I just defrosted. Hopefully, they're fully defrosted here. They're still feeling pretty cold here, but I did have them in considerable amount of water here for the last hour and a half. So hopefully we can get going with these. We're going to open the packages on those, and what we're going to be doing is two parts. We're going to be, well, this is the first part of 3 or 4 parts for the stream. So, going to take these birds, I'm going to portion them. We're going to reserve the breasts, which I'll use here on Friday or Sunday, maybe both. I've got 2 of them to use here, or 4 of them in total, 4 halves, 2 wholes. But the legs and the thighs we're going to be confit-ing, and that'll be taking the next week and a half or so here. I'll be salting those for our dry cure tonight, and then we'll let those sit until Friday. Friday, I'll actually be cooking the legs or confit-ing the legs for about 3 hours. So Friday's probably going to be a pretty long stream. And then from there, sitting in the refrigerator, you want to actually let them chill for a while. And so from Friday, a week from Friday, I'll be doing a sort of like shepherd's pie type dish. I'm forgetting the name of it off the top of my head here, but using that with the confit. So, not this Friday, but next Friday's dish is going to be a big deal. And also on the 20th, I'm having my first cook-along dinner where I have set up recipes. Well, I haven't set up recipes, but I've set up a full list of ingredients and a full list of equipment that you'll need, which you don't really need a ton of stuff in either case. I do have a long list of ingredients, but that's because I'm including everything, and there's a ton of optional ingredients in there just to give you a couple of different ideas for how you can make it your own. Or, options for other things that you already have around the house. Like, we're using some honey in that dish. But you could have agave, you could have brown rice syrup, you could have wide list of other things. You could have a bottle of corn syrup. Corn syrup would probably work just the same. I wouldn't recommend it to you. It's not going to give you any real flavor, but it's an option. Anyways, so there's a ton of stuff on the list, but if you notice, it's really. So we're going to be doing bacon wrapped stuffed chicken with roasted potatoes, glazed carrots, and a chocolate mousse dessert. So, recipe and, well, not the recipe again, but ingredients and equipment list is the link is down below. It's a Google Doc that I wrote up. Okay, so we need to get started with our herbs here for our salt cure. So we're going to use a little bit of rosemary, not a lot. I don't know that I'm going to be using all of the duck legs or all of the confit for that one dish. So you do sort of want to make confit somewhat simple as far as your flavorings. It's more of a dish. I mean, it's a method of preserving, but it's also a great flavor method. And so it's very versatile, and it can be put in a ton of things. I mean, it's meat, but let's get this off. This isn't poultry, so I'm not going to worry about that on the board. very weak stems here. I normally can just brush them off. That one came off a little bit better there, but that stem was rather weak, which doesn't bode well here. Could be sitting here with time for a second. There we go. We're also not going to go crazy on our salt either, but we are going to salt these, and it's probably going to be salted more than the average person is going to be like, really? That much salt? Yes, that much salt. Thank you for the auto host, BU. I didn't mention that earlier, but she hosted the channel right when I started up before my intro. And so, anyone here from her channel, welcome and thank you. She'll probably be back from, she went to PAX East, so she'll probably be back streaming here soon, but she's been gone the last week and a half here. Some lemon zest might be good in with this. You don't want any real like lemon juice, but a little lemon zest wouldn't be bad. Don't have any citrus right now, but I'm just thinking of what other things that would go good in this as far as the cure. Which, this is not going to impart a ton of flavor there, but it is going to, I mean, we're salt curing this, and we're mostly doing that to prep the bird for what's to come later, and then we're going to cook it for 3 hours on Friday. And I got a package of duck fat. So on top of whatever fat renders out of our bird, we're going to have lots of fat to cook it. Hey, Mrs. Tags. How are you this evening? Thank you for the host. Just getting my salt cure together here. We got some rosemary and some thyme that I was just picking off of their stems, and add a bunch of salt here. am doing quite lovely this evening. So this is going to be my salt cure for our duck. I've got 2 ducks that are sitting in my sink right now that I'm going to unpackage here and portion. Yep. Tonight's the salt cure. Friday is the 3-hour cook, so long stream on Friday night. And then a week from Friday is the dinner with the actual confit. However, because I'm working with whole duck here, I'm going to have breasts as well as legs. So we're obviously going to do a couple of dinners here with duck breasts as well. And I don't know if this fully defrosted, but I think we got enough here that I can get you portioned. So, one of the major things about duck is how fatty it is. I mean, look at all that fat. Yummy. Fat flavor. Got these wings to use too. Should probably confit the wings too. What do you think? Yeah, this is definitely still frozen. Actually, I think I want to use my chef knife for this. Hey, you wizard. Debating here. This is definitely still frozen, and I don't know if I really want to go at this while it's frozen. I think I'm going to hold off on these and let these defrost a bit longer. Can work on our prep for our dinner tonight instead, and come back to these in a little bit. I'm not on a keto diet, but gonna be doing the keto waffles tonight, but I'm gonna make them non-keto keto waffles because I'm gonna add a little flour and maybe a little dairy too. Do that. Got some sausage, I've got some bacon, I've got avocado and eggs. And what else did I have planned for tonight? Oh, gonna do chocolate chippers. So that's actually what I'll probably start into next here. I'll make the chocolate chip dough. I'm probably not gonna make a ton of cookies. I'm just gonna make a couple of them, but I wanted to try making saw an article about making chocolate chippers in the waffle iron. So we're gonna try making a couple of chocolate chip cookies in the waffle iron. Don't know how that's gonna turn out here. We'll see. I want to say it'd be awesome as far as browning and caramelization. I'm a little worried about burning a chocolate. So we'll see here. Go throw this away. I'll be right back. I mean, they're chocolate chip cookies, so I mean, if they don't turn out great in the waffle maker, I mean, there's always the oven. I don't think this is going to go great with our chocolate chip cookies, so I'm going to open this up soon. Oh, no, you do get burnt chocolate, even in normal chocolate chip cookies. I'll notice it. The chocolate that's bottom that gets direct contact on the pan, it'll be slightly burnt. It'll have a slightly burnt flavor to it. I mean, I'm sort of nitpicking here, but it's chocolate. This is definitely not peeling off very well. There we go. I just realized when you're talking about the whiny wizard. Ooh. Come on, buddy. Oh, I bought this Like Klein, and knowing they're based out of Sonoma, but I didn't realize until I got the bottle home and looked at it that these are grapes out of Lodi, which are quite a ways out of Sonoma. If you're looking at a map that's a little bit more what you would think is central California, or the Salad Bowl. Which there's a decent number of decent wineries down that way too. But me and the Zinfandels from Lodi, they tend to be on the cheaper side. They tend to have flavor notes that I like. But we'll see here. Give it a shot. Sorry for the lighting here. The sun is drowning out my exposure on my camera. Using my older big red glasses. Yeah. Scratch and sniff. Lots of dark fruit. Oh, that's sweet for a Zinfandel. Black cherry and vanilla, according to the label. Strawberry and plum. I get the strawberry, the plum, yeah, dark fruit. Pretty good for a $10 wine. But like I said, it's on the sweeter side, and as I get into it here, I may notice some things they're playing around with, because it could be a cheap wine that they're... I mean, there's all sorts of stuff if you read about what they put in wine. There's a lawsuit, actually, right? Or I don't know if it's over or if it's going on or recently passed, but there was a lawsuit recently about them adding arsenic. Yeah, arsenic into the wine. And so, yeah. Yeah. We can put this guy away now that he's clean. And cookie dough time. It's been a while since I made cookie dough. Let's look up the recipe here. Yeah, it's in a large number of wines too. I mean, it naturally occurs in wine. I mean, the loss itself could be fluff. It could be nothing, because if you look at the standards of the U.S. has no standards when it comes to levels of arsenic in wine. You know, hey. Um, but Canada and France both do. And so all of these wines in this lawsuit that were tested were significantly below the limits by both Canada and France, but U.S. has no limit standards. So, and it does naturally occur. I mean, if you make wine just straight from normal grapes, normal way, you'll get some arsenic because the plant pulls arsenic out of the ground. Now realizing that I'm not going to start on the cookies either, because I need to wait in the butter to warm up, because I don't have a mixing machine to sit here and butter cream it itself. Give me one moment here, pulling up recipe for this, recipe for that. Little of this, little of that. Let's get our oven going, 400 degrees for doing bacon. And pull that pan I just put away back out because I need it to make sausage. So, saute some sausage here while we're waiting on butter to warm up. Got a new container of oil. And they make these things near impossible to open. You know, it's like it's a safety seal or something. Oh. But more of the same oil, using organic sunflower oil for my sauteing. Got some nice sausages. keep wanting to grab my knife, but it's dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. These are probably not local pork, but locally made sausages, decently made from. Got decent flavors with them. They got some nice light white wine to these and light Italian spice. Get rid of the package to have that. Wow, for Zinfandel, that's drinkable. I mean, it's the sweetness, you know, and so. It's locally made, but it's a Toscana sausage, a Toscano, using white wine, Italian spices, some garlic. I forget the exact list of ingredients, but good stuff, but you're not going to be able to find the exact stuff because it's locally made. I would put it on par with a mild Italian, but perhaps a bit wine heavy. It is Sonoma. I picked it up at the farmer's market this morning, but it's a local restaurant that does some charcuterie and sausages that they also sell at the farmer's market. By the way, I was talking about how many scenes I have last time. I was on here, I was talking to you, Ms. Tags. I've since decided to add like 10 more. Because I added a whole bunch of different zooms, like the one that's right here. Yeah, these are some nice bacon. Not the highest quality bacon. Like, it's Good thick cut, nice and peppery, got good flavor, but the pork quality could be better. But it's got some awesome, I mean, the marbling on it's awesome. Maybe after they've been in the oven or something like that, but not right now. 400, I mean, I'm roasting these at 400 degrees. That maple syrup ain't gonna do well at 400. But I get what you're saying there. I love maple syrup and bacon. I love maple syrup and sausage too. Which, I mean, we're making egg and cheese waffles tonight, but I may be still putting maple syrup on this dish. Wonder if maple syrup and avocado. Now I'm second guessing the avocado because I don't know. I almost want to put maple syrup on it now, but the avocado makes me double. Maybe we'll use the avocado on Friday with the duck breast. Like I said, I don't know about that one. I am happy that our farmers markets now have flowers back yet again. So I'll have fresh flowers here all the time now. Or at least until December-ish. You know, I like avocado and I like it on dishes and in dishes, not necessarily just guacamole. I do love me some guacamole, but you know, I don't mind avocado toast, or I don't really make it or eat it at all, but I don't mind it. The one that gets me is and I've seen people do it. There's a lady I saw over at Whole Foods the other day doing it. Just straight up eating straight avocado, and that is not. No. It's like eating a stick of butter to me. Bacon in the oven. In our smoky oven. Just turn on my other fan here. Still on that laundry I just did this afternoon. I mean, it was literally like 2 minutes before the stream started. be all smoky. Barbecue fresh clothes. No worries, Miss Tags, take your time. I'll be here. Forgot to set a timer for the bacon, so I'm setting an 18-minute timer for our bacon. Set these guys aside for a little bit. We're going to leave our pan and use this, we're going to let it cool down a little bit here, but going to use the fat from our sausage to cook our eggs a bit later. Switch back to our front mic. Okay. So what next? Is this... Yeah, we're starting to get soft here. Starting to see the smoky light rays coming through the room here as the sun's setting. Oh, I should turn on that light too. There we go. Is that any better? I didn't notice if there was a change in that. I had to walk away. Start by using a decently heavy-duty fork here to break up this butter into something that will mix with our sugar and cream with our sugar. Move the wine glass out of danger zone here. Okay, so now we'll add our sugar after I pull up the recipe again here. Where's my brown sugar? Powdered sugar. That brown sugar. There it is. Underneath everything else. Amazon got me. I went and did a subscribe and save, and I've probably got 5 pounds of white sugar here, but I'm getting another 10 pounds here soon. I did cancel a number of items on that list, though. I sort of like the subscribe and save setup, though. But at the same time, you gotta watch it. Because if you don't check it normally, you'll end up with a month where you got 30 things you don't need. So I got 3/4 brown sugar, 3/4 white sugar. Love the Ziploc on bags, but the ones they're making commercially now are just getting so cheap that they're just junk. Pinch of salt here. Forgetting my camera view I'm on again. Mix all this together good with that butter that we got smeared on the bottom. Ooh, espresso powder sounds good. I don't have any, but that would work well and fine with this. It'd make it a little bit more like a chocolate on chocolate cookie, but I mean, I got some ground coffee I could use. I think I'm weird. I like my coffee like on the second day. I don't like fresh ground coffee. I like, I don't know, I haven't tested with this a ton, but at least with the variety that I normally buy and the roast that I normally buy, which is a light roast, I actually like it a lot better on the second day than the first day when grinding it. Making sure all that butter is well mixed with our sugar here. Gotta sort of go slow at this because I don't have a... I used to have a hand mixer. I don't know what happened with that. If I broke that or what happened with that. It wasn't exactly a beautiful model. It was... I think I got it with the trailer when I bought my mobile kitchen. Mobile kitchen. Which someday I'll take some photos of. It's sitting in storage. I gotta go over there and been meaning to fix the floors on that bad boy. Which is not a small project. The floor damages are not huge, but they're complicated. There's one that I'm sort of using as a test subject, but it's also like right in the middle of the entire thing. It's my test subject. Oh wow, look at how much sugar is in the bottom of that glass. Residual sugar in this wine. Look at all of that. I don't have OBS here, Brad. I can't see what you guys are seeing here. Let's go to board. Yeah. So you can see all that sugar, like right here. See all that sugar on the glass? Like right there. This is Zinfandel. You don't normally get that much. They had to have added sugar to this wine. This wine is way sweeter than most Zinfandels. You could see the watermarks better than you could see the sugar on the glass, though, so I'm a little embarrassed by that. Should have polished the glass before I used it. Okay, sugar and butter are well creamed together, I think, there. And we got our salt in there already. Gonna add single egg here. Careful not to get any shell in there. Like that. Give her hands a quick wash here after dealing with the eggs. Okay, we got our butter in there, we got our sugar in there, we got our sugar in there, we got our egg, vanilla. It's going to be impossible to open with wet hands. Little Madagascar bourbon bean paste. That's quite a bit. Hi, Blake. Got guitarred milk chocolate for our chips today. Going milk chocolate, not semi-sweet. I'm a big fan of Guitar's chocolates. They're not the big fan of them for the price. Let's put it that way. They're sort of positioning themselves in between Ghirardelli and Nestle, but I think they're arguably just as good as Ghirardelli in taste and quality, but without the markup. And the good quality, I like it for the price. What's up, Fenris? Two lady wizards, they're all in there. It's okay, I got enough junk food around here, and it's not like I'm not going to be eating the chocolate chip cookies. And flour. Don't know if that's enough or not. They do some great products. Their chocolate, their hot chocolate, which has actual chocolate in it, is a pretty good product. My major problem with Ghirardelli is I think it's too pricey. Sort of the same thing I feel about a number of chocolatiers. I think if you go with a smaller company, with one of their higher quality chocolates, you'll get a much better product for the price. But that said, Ghirardelli does great high quality standards of chocolate. I mean, I'm also... Where is it? I mean, I got this chilling around here too. Don't know that we got this going here. We're cutting it close. I got other sources of flour here though, so. So it was a little short of 2 cups there. And what we got here? Pastry flour, that'll do. Well, that's their straight cocoa. If you're making hot chocolate, they actually have a hot chocolate blend that I think is actually better for hot chocolate because they actually have actual chocolate in it. It's not just cocoa. So that's guesstimate 2 1/4 cups there. Maybe slightly over actually. But I added a bit of pastry flour, which isn't going to have the gluten. Sort of tempting to do. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. We'll do waffle chocolate chips tonight to give that a try, see how that works out. And then on Friday, I'll use the other half of this. And I'm going to try and make some of those Levain thick chocolate chip cookies. Yes, I watch YouTube. before I get this too mixed here, we want to add our baking powder too. Or baking soda. Oh, baking soda, not baking powder. Or we have both in here. Baking soda. That's a teaspoon of baking soda. It's looking a bit drier than normal. I use enough butter here. I had a bad reaction to coconut as a kid. I don't really use anything that's coconut. Oh, I bought salted butter? Ugh. And yes, I used too little butter. So we'll set these aside while this butter warms back up. But our chocolate chips are basically done. Go back to portion our ducks here, see if they're any more thawed out here. Yeah, not really, but I'm going to live with it. Yep. Pretty frozen too. Obviously there's a bag of gizzards in there. I actually had to go to 3 stores to find duck, though, so sort of wishing I planned ahead and did a little bit more shopping, but I procrastinated until today. There'll be duck available. They have it in all the stores locally here. Nope. Well, actually, basically every place I went to did carry duck. It's just no one had duck. Oh, come on. Wishbone's already broken. Sort of hacking away at this other breast here. Oh, I didn't even think about the carcasses. Okay, we're making duck stock with the confit on Friday. So we'll be doing both of those on Friday, I think. Just to use up all the birds, make all of it. Use as much of it as we can here. And keep all the fat here that I can with the legs here for the confit. Oh, not necessarily soup, but stock, yeah. For all sorts of things. I want to make sure and get your oyster meat back here. I usually end up hacking it up pretty good, but this meat here, sort of on the shoulder, what you would consider your shoulder blade here and here, is some of the most flavorful meat in the entire bird. But it's usually, you don't even usually find it when you buy it from pre-portioned from the store. Don't want to go too far the other side here. So there's our first leg and thigh. Come on, where are you? Ah, that's not good for my knife. Number 2. And I guess I'll save the wings. We'll throw the wings in with... That's right, I said I was going to throw the wings in with the... No, you're supposed to pop in between your joint, not take the joint with you. There we go. You can. Oops, bacon. Forgetting the bacon. Towel location has changed and throwing me off. Yeah, it's in, depending on your store, but it would be in the frozen stuff. I did at least turn the oven off when the timer hit, so it's been sitting in an off oven. So even though it went a couple extra minutes, it hasn't been continuing to cook and heat up here. Get all this off onto some paper towel here to drain. Dry and crisp up a little bit. I like my bacon crispy. I'm not a chewy bacon guy. And sneaking that piece of bacon is reminding me that I don't have a glass of water going here. Where is my water glass? Unsure why my water glass is in the bathroom. I have a water glass in the bathroom normally. I respect the chewy lovers. There's respect to be had for that. I'm loving the label here. 70-year-old vines, which that's cool, but uh, vegan, gluten free, solar powered, yum. And do I want to get back into that just yet, or let's see here. Um, got that set. Got that set. That's still a little hot. Throw that against. Um, got that. Got that. Got that. Got that. Yeah, let's finish our ducks here. This guy's a little bit more defrosted than the first one. A little bit. Realizing I need to sharpen my knife here again. Not that it's that dull, but could definitely be better. Nice. What's the ouch for, Blake? Butchering that up there. Oh, mixer's been a little funky the last week or so here, but it's mixer being funky. I still don't think is any of that much. It's Twitch is just that funky at times. Should be able to basically rip these guys off, yeah. There's our fourth leg. Okay, and our carcasses. So, got those done there. I have 3 boning knives, and I so rarely use any of them. I basically pulled this guy out hoping that I could convince myself to use them for cutting up this duck, but I just don't. If I'm doing some actual butchery, yeah, okay. You know, if I'm breaking down like a quarter of an animal or something like that. But a couple of pieces or something like that, I just, yeah. Maybe if I was doing it for fine dining and was worried about it being all precision and perfectly cut. Realizing we need the bacon in frame. Duck and bacon pizza does not sound bad. The old, that's one of those old California Pizza Kitchen recipes, isn't it? Didn't they have a duck pizza? I don't know. I live in California and there's no California Pizza Kitchens near me. I used to buy to-go stuff from them pretty regularly when I lived down in LA. Well, it's like Wizard was saying earlier about maple syrup and bacon. I think pizza falls under that category where, yeah, just about everything's better with pizza. I mean, it even makes pineapple better, and I don't like, pineapple on pizza. My city's sort of overrun with pizza here. It's rather ridiculous, the number of pizzerias we have in town for such a small little city. And to get a brand new one, trying to make a name for themselves is on top of it all. Let's see. Just in walking distance from my home. I'd say 7 different pizza shops probably within walking distance of my house. Four, maybe 5 Mexican restaurants. And let's see. Starbucks, Pete's, and Safeway, as far as chains in walking distance. A little chewier than I like normally, but did hang out in the oven for quite a while, and it is pretty thick. bacon. We have quite the rebellion against chains and other stuff around here. I don't necessarily agree with fighting them so much, but you definitely have a strong element here in Sonoma County where, we're Sonoma County, where actually for a while there, Sonoma Williams started in Sonoma, in the city of Sonoma, or town of Sonoma. And they just recently reopened, like 2 years ago, and they had left Sonoma and they came back, and they had to like jump through hoops and give them all sorts of special privileges because of all the ordinances that they have against chain businesses. Thank you for the follow, Red Striker. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier or not, but that was a minute or two ago. Does that bring me to 100 yet? We at 99, 100? 99. Quick, someone get their bot to follow me. Corporate pizza, yeah. But I blame that a lot more on age of flour. They're gonna corporate chain's gonna use cheap flour. They're gonna use, and it's not gonna be fresh flour compared to a mom and pop shop. If they're even making flour, their own dough in house. And people, I mean, it's amazing how much of a difference fresh flour makes. I mean, yeah, you can buy a ton of it bulk cheap, but your food's going to taste like crap compared to getting the good stuff from a local mill. Then again, some of the stuff I taste coming out of stores these days, I don't know if people even taste anything at all when they eat. Since I shorted this on butter earlier, I'm sort of doing this best I can to get that other half cup or so of butter in here. Okay. Even supermarket pizza is going to be better than most commercial big box pizza too. If only for the reason that they're more likely to, even though they're still probably using dirt cheap flour, it's more likely that it was fresher because it's been frozen. It was made and then frozen. Rather than blended into some dry mix, sent to the place so they can add water and mix it together. Throw this in the fridge for a couple minutes. Oh, we got a couple of people around here doing cooking, and not all of them cook all the time. Fair number of them play video games too. I don't really play video games myself, so I've been toying around a little bit lately, but so we're gonna mix your salt here with fresh thyme and rosemary. Gonna add some black pepper to that too. But actually, since they switched to food and drink here, I've seen quite a few streamers return back to this game channel or whatever you want to say. And so this wasn't a measured amount of salt here. I'm just going to pour it all in here though. And we're just going to make sure that everything gets a nice even coat of salt here. But we're not, if you notice here, this isn't a gigantic amount of salt for curing something. We just want to make sure everything's nice and salty. Starts drawing all the moisture out of these chicken thighs and legs and wings. No, I can tell you, I'll be straight up, and I've said it before in stream. I basically followed Ninja here, not because I'm any fan of Ninja, but more because it was a signal to me that Microsoft was spending money and was interested in actually developing out Mixer. And so that was when I made the switch. I had frustrations with the other streaming platform of choice too, so. Well, as a viewer, you don't notice it, but as a streamer, I feel like anyone that's on Twitch is just getting used. I've said this before on stream. I sort of feel like I've been a broken record about this on stream, but the whole idea that you gotta, every 5 or 10 minutes call out Amazon and advertise for them in order to maintain your viewers that are watching you for free. Having to advertise Amazon Prime constantly is one of the major reasons why I want nothing to do with Twitch. That and the fact that Mixer has Mixer Pro, where I love the option, and I would be willing to pay even more if they add more ads onto Mixer. I love the idea that they have a pay for no ads option, because I want to support streamers, and I have several subscriptions to streamers on Mixer. The problem comes in when you start mixing when you start mixing between a bunch of different streams. And if you're watching, like, I was watching No Pixel Guys back when I was watching Twitch, and the GTA 5. And you'll be jumping between, you'll have a roleplay situation with 5, 7, 10 different characters going on, and you want to switch streams, but every time you're switching streams, you get another ad. Because, I mean, yeah, you'll support a couple of them, but are you really going to buy like 20 subscriptions? The average person going to buy like 20 subscriptions to just watch GTA roleplay? And so I really feel that the Pro option is a great thing for Mixer. YouTube I sort of view as an entirely different animal. Yeah, they're doing some streaming. They may be a competitor in the future, and as far as actual video platform, they're incredibly larger. But yeah. I sort of think of YouTube as probably the platform that's going to be the platform that everyone puts their free stuff on to advertise on later on. Whether you're a TV show, whether you're a streamer, whether you're, you do your bit clips on YouTube. Yeah, I actually went to Whole Foods today, and I very rarely go to Whole Foods anymore. I basically stopped shopping at Whole Foods after Amazon took over Whole Foods. But that wasn't because I had a huge problem with Amazon. I still don't have a huge... I buy crap from Amazon all the time. But whether Whole Foods tanked themselves when they sold it to Amazon, whether the original owners destroyed the company on the way out the door, or whether Amazon themselves destroyed the company in taking it over, Whole Foods is nowhere near the store that I thought it was before they took over. There was a lot of talk of Whole Foods changing restocking systems just before they were sold. And so, yeah, I don't want to necessarily put all the blame on Amazon for Whole Foods. It could be that no, I don't want to call it a fad. I want to say that Whole Foods was actually striving to do well locally sourced items. And one of the things that I know Amazon changed is that previously Amazon would analyze new products on an ongoing basis. Like, you wanted to add your product to Whole Foods, you could just walk into the store and say, "Hey, you want to sell this?" And you would have a chance. Now that Amazon has taken over, they're doing quarterly or bi-quarterly reviews for products, and the whole system has changed since before Amazon took over. But here in Sonoma, where we have a ton of local source, local products, local focused products, people trying to sell only to the local market, Amazon was great about, or not Amazon, Whole Foods was great about that before Amazon. Sitting here talking and instead of actually getting shit done. So we'll plastic wrap these guys. We'll do something with breast here on. Well, maybe we'll do stock on Sunday. Sunday's better for stock. I said earlier I'll do stock on Friday. We'll do stock on Sunday. We'll do duck breasts for dinner on Friday and maybe Sunday. So there's our salted legs, thighs, and wings. And so these are going into the fridge until Friday. That is duck. Or rather, we have duck breasts and 2 carcasses with the gizzards still in there. So, going to be cooking confit on Friday, which was the other package that's salted there. And so they're dry curing. And we'll do something here with the breasts coming up. And I think Sunday we'll do a small batch of duck stock. Rabbit's good stuff. It's another one of those tastes like chicken. We can definitely do some duck here. I've cooked duck on, or not duck, got duck on the brain. I've cooked rabbit before. We can definitely cook some rabbit here on stream. Won't be Michael Moore style rabbit, but wildest in what form? And keep in mind, I have a horrible memory. I don't know, I've tried all sorts of weird things. I've done my share of tartars. That's something else that I haven't done on stream. Now I'm thinking of tartar. I'm thinking of shoestring potatoes. Got to do some shoestring potatoes someday here. But I did tartar when I was working at a resort in Arizona regularly. They had a pretty good dish. That was back when beef tartare was everywhere. I forget what all they had with that. I know they had taro chips. Difficult but enjoyable in the end. Mr. Presidential Candidate, I am formerly a professional chef. I've worked in many different kitchens in many different professional settings. I am not currently professionally cooking. I've worked in 4-star restaurants. I've worked in 4-star, 4-diamond resorts that were only 4-star and 4-diamond because of their square footage. I've worked at wine bars on Hollywood Boulevard. Worked as a private chef. I've worked as a. I've tried all sorts of shit. I'm also a graduate of the Culinary Institute of America, or a bachelor's graduate at the Culinary Institute in New York. But that was a long time ago. Love to start up a place of my own. Would love to start up a small little restaurant or something like that. I've spent the last 4 or 5 years working out of the Sonoma County Farmers Markets. I have a mobile kitchen, but I'm not currently doing that. Mostly because what market there is here is largely collapsing. There is basically no labor available, at least hourly labor in Northern California that isn't like seasonal migrant. To be 100% honest. After spending 4 or 5 years of trying to get people to work with me in markets and stuff like that, it's just not going to happen here. Restaurant industry itself is sort of in a collapse right now as it is. We have so many. I mean, what's the name of the restaurant? Asian restaurant, famous Asian restaurant chain. Doesn't have something kitchen, some initial kitchen. P.F. Chang's closed their last restaurant in Chicago, but just recently opened a to-go location. And so, unfortunately, I think what we're going to have here is a large number of restaurants be closing up here, if they haven't already. And a lot of it is going into to-go delivery. You have ghost kitchens setting up, which are operating as multiple operations online, but it's really just one kitchen. I think it depends on the certificate. Okay, so let's get our batter together and start making our chaffles. Sort of using up all the miscellaneous cheese I've got going around the house. This is sort of a good recipe for that. I got some smoked cheddar, I've got some Monterey, and I've got some Mexican cheese. Get the eggs back out here too. Now, apparently there's a single waffle maker that's making the rounds. It's supposed to be like perfect for all of these recipes, and this ain't it, but it's still a decent waffle maker. So okay, we'll do 4 eggs. Add a couple of teaspoons of salt here. Bunch of black pepper, because I love pepper. If you watch me long enough, you'll realize that I use way too much black pepper. Was mentioning it earlier, but I'll mention it again now. Doing my first cook along. I've got instructions on my info page down below the stream here. If you want to cook along with me on the 20th, which is still 2-3 weeks away from now, I'm going to be doing stuffed bacon wrapped chicken with roasted potatoes, glazed carrots, and chocolate mousse for dessert. And I got a full list of ingredients below, and if you want to go ahead and make sure you have them on hand and cook with me on the 20th, love to have you do that. People think that I'm nuts, but I love mixing salsa and cottage cheese. Looks like puke. It's actually one of my lazy late night dinner things. Cottage cheese, salsa, and chips. You get at least a little bit of protein and good stuff from the dairy that way. So we got white cheddar, I thought this was Monterey, but it was labeled cheddar. And don't be discouraged if you open up that, it's a Google Doc, but if you look at it, I've included 101 ingredients there, but you'll notice like a quarter of them are optional, and I do expect them to be optional. It's more of a, if you got them around the house, these are good things to add in. Even included wine and everything with the list. I spent a little time doing that. I'm hoping to do those once a month here. Thank you for being my 100th follow. Been a while. Been working on that for a little while here. Took a little bit longer than I expected, but happy just the same. Do I want to do bowls for the individual cheeses? I think I'm going to put all of this in with the egg right now. basically making, if you're unfamiliar with Chaffles, they're a keto recipe, so they're a protein recipe, and they're essentially cheese and egg waffles, or cheese and egg melted in a waffle maker in a waffle design. I'm going to go non-keto with this, and I'm going to add a little flour to just give it a little bit more structure. And also going to add a little dairy, which isn't normal for it. So we'll see how these turn out. This isn't completely, I mean, it's waffle batter, so it's not too complicated of a thing here. But thank you for the embers. Add touch of half and half here. Let's say a quarter cup of flour here. And I'm using pastry flour because I'm out of AP. There we go. That's looking a little bit more batter-like to me. Okay, let's turn our waffle maker on. Plug it in and turn it on. And this is smoked cheddar. Altogether here, I've probably used about 8 ounces of cheese. So the plan here is I'm going to add about half of this back into the batter. And then I'm going to put a little of this in the top and the bottom for each pancake so that, or waffle, chaffle, so that we get a little bit of that cheese right on the grill. Get a little bit of that actual crispy cheesiness and not just all gooey in the inside. I'm going to make the, let's turn the oven on here, a low temp. Say 300's decent. And so I'll make chaffles here. Put those in the oven, keep warm. We'll do the cookies and see how those turn out. those gotta have to cool, obviously, after we're done doing that. And then I'll cook up a quick egg for on top, and I'll put the chaffles together, doing uh, sausage, bacon, egg, and debating avocado on the chaffle. Enjoy your walk, Wizard. While we're waiting for our waffle maker to warm up here. Now, see who all else we have in chat here. If anyone wants, anyone in the room has at least 30. Really, how does it? It should be giving you 30 just for entering the room. And there, I gave 30 points to everyone that's in the room. That's no fun. There's another points for everyone. Thank you for the follow, Hypnotic. Waiting on this waffle heater to finish warming up here. I try to keep things interesting. I try and try new stuff every week. Well, every stream. I stream three times a week. I sort of stick to my home bases as far as where I'm working with stuff, but I'm always trying new ingredients or new things. I have never tried to make chaffles before. It makes sense that egg and cheese waffles would work, but got a little olive oil spray here since we're going savory with our waffles. it'll work fine. But otherwise, butter spray would probably be best. Well, to add hypnotic to the things that I have listed down in my info section, we're now adding in. I've got some. I portioned whole ducks earlier, and so I've got 4 duck breasts that I'll be doing something with here probably on Friday. And I've got 2 whole duck carcasses, and so I'll be doing duck stock on Sunday. And so Friday I'll be cooking the confit legs and wings, and then Sunday I'll be doing stock and who knows what else. Still don't have dinner plans for either of those days, but I like to allow myself a little flexibility to have some fun with what I'm doing and not have everything pre-planned. Oh, why haven't you heated up yet? You're electric. You should be like warm. Love to have you cook along with me on the 20th. It's tried to make things so that tried to make the ingredients things that most people would have around the house or would use up if they bought for the 20th. Perhaps with the exception of the spinach, well, depending if you're a greenie or not. Getting a little smoke here. Oh, here we go. Awesome. Give you a quick spray. Pour about half of this on there. And for equipment, I've got a full list of equipment for what you could use on the 20th, but basically without having to read it, as long as you got an oven and a single burner with a saute pan, a couple bowls, you should be straight. I think the only other maybe questionable thing on there's something to need some citrus juice. So even if you bought pre-juice lemon juice, that would work great. But I have lemon, lime, whatever on the menu with, or the recipe with, so if you got something to juice with. Could I make that more complicated to explain or understand? That's there we go. This is actually sort of smelling like a waffle right now too. That's sort of cool. We got a little puffiness too. The eggs are puffing this up a little bit. What do I want to put on these on to throw them in the oven? Let's use this old pie tin. My Streamlabs is level 1. And it's filled out the waffle maker pretty well too. I was worried it wasn't gonna create a full waffle. You know, I started into this wine a bit early, figuring that it probably wouldn't go with the chocolate chips. It's so sweet that it might actually work. This is a very sweet Zinfandel. Aww. We lost, which means I'm going to cheat and give everyone points. Awesome, man. Love to have you join in. Let me see if I got a timeout on this. Maybe there's a timeout on it, Blake. There we go. I turned the time. There was a timeout. Ugh. It's smelling like we're there. I don't want to open it too early, but it's smelling like we're there. Okay, I'm opening it. Looking pretty, though. I don't know if you guys got a glimpse of that or not. That's looking pretty. I'm glad I added the cheese to the top and the bottom. It's good. That was a... I worked at a fast cash at one point where we used to put cheese on the outside of our quesadillas. That's something you definitely should do to get that crispy cheese on the outside of that tortilla. Definitely need that. See if it'll work for me. Nope. I thought we lost and I just kept giving us points. No, there's no fish tanks in the background. Where are we talking? Here. It's probably this. We're pretty close with the mic. You're probably actually hearing this guy shearing off here. Which I think I'm going to call that right there. That looks pretty right there. being little more than cheese and egg, that's mighty golden. I'm going to take that and put that in oven. Actually going to turn the oven down. 300 is too hot. No, I've debated getting fish. I've sort of wanted pets in the past, but I'm allergic. I had cats when I was growing up, but I'm allergic to cats. I'm allergic to dogs, so I can't really have them. I mean, I'm not like deathly allergic to them, but they don't make life nice. Um, so I don't have cats or dogs. Sort of would love having either of them. I just can't live with them. Um, they're horrible with cooking too, but I could live with that. Um, but yeah, I've thought about that and uh, love chinchillas too. I've debated getting a chinchilla too, even though they're mostly nocturnal and but I don't have a huge house either. I mean, I'm a single guy. I have a little granny house, one little bedroom place here. I mean, you're looking at essentially more than a third in my house right now. So, but I mean, I'm a single guy. I don't need a ton. This works for me. So we're heated back up here again. Give ourselves another quick spray. Little smoked cheddar on the bottom here. Throw in the last of it here. And the last of our smoked cheddar on top. We're just going to do two of these guys, which, I mean, two is probably more than enough for me. I think I am too hypnotic. I am not a socialite. I love being around people. I love being in social situations, but I'm not a talker. Um, I'm not a small talk. I hate small talk. I hate, oh, the weather's been great lately. I mean, I'm sitting here streaming. I hate small talk. I'm just not a very I don't do conversation well. I don't I don't hear well either. Or rather I hear well, but I don't process what I hear well. And so I'll hear things a lot of the time. I gotta sort of sit there and realize what's being said before I can. I mean, yeah. Yeah, and specifically with small talk, and even with me doing streaming here, I don't like the whole you're bringing up stuff just to bring up stuff to talk. It just feels fake. That's probably what it feels fake. Video doesn't do justice for the amount of awesome steam coming off of this right now. They got some bubbling going on the edge along the edge here too. And this is coming from, I mean, I spent the last 4 years, I've been serving coffee at farmers markets for the last 4 years. I've been, you know, hey, how's it going? What have you been doing this week? Loving the weather, loving. You like dark roast? You like Mexican, Ethiopian? I have no idea how much cookie batter to use in this thing per quarter. Um, I actually threw out the bag earlier, but I typically drink a Mexican light roast myself. Um, Roasted just 15 minutes down the road, 30 minutes down the road. Um, that's more of my what I have for choices here. At the same time, they're not still around, but there used to be a coffee shop here in Sebastopol that they had a coffee shop here in Sebastopol, and they had a roasting facility in Healdsburg. Healdsburg being literally like Beverly Hills, but here in Sonoma. I mean, I've been to Beverly Hills. I've driven through Beverly Hills. I've worked in Beverly Hills. Healdsburg is Beverly Hills of the North. Other than maybe Napa. Sonoma is sort of that, but it's like for like half of the year. It's only in the summer. Healdsburg is like straight up money town. But anyways, I got sidetracked there. The coffee shop that was across the way here had all sorts of funky stuff that they were working with. They had beans coming in from all over the place. And so that was very interesting to try a whole bunch of different things. I've never really. That's probably something I should put on my list, on my bucket list. But considering how much I like coffee, but I've never done any of the. I've never been to any of the plantations. I've never seen what real coffee is, and that's something I should probably put on my list of things to do. Just a sugar bomb. I didn't expect this at all, especially from Klein. I mean, it's a cheap $10 wine, but I'm not really getting any of those cheapy off flavor wine flavors that you get with this. It's just really just sweet. Let's see. This is smelling done again. That's looking lovely. Let's give that one more minute here. And turn the pan back on here. get ourselves going with our eggs. I don't know, does that look like a waffle cookie to you? That looks like about a quarter of this. I think that'll be a good size. You know, mound up 4 of them here, so we got 4 quarters that we can just throw on there real quick once we're done with our chaffle. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right, but I mean, the word's been created in the last decade here. I don't know if it has a proper pronunciation. Well, it's the plan, but I'm going to test 4 of them and not 1. Ooh. That feels like that surprisingly feels like a waffle to me. It's got a little bit of that feels like a waffle to me. And that looks like a chaffle to me. A little bit darker on the other side there. We'll throw these back in the oven here. Yes, I already cracked that egg, but I'm going to add some butter to this pan. Eggs need butter. That is not the knife I wanted to pull out. That is my long knife. Good, it should. I'm glad that it does make you hungry. Sort of trying to use up these eggs with this recipe tonight. That was sort of half my plan here. I've had this dozen eggs here, and it's only got about 3 or 4 days left until its best by date. Alright, so let's try our cookies here. Welcome back, Wizard. We have eggs are cooking. We have chaffles staying warm in the oven. we have my first batch of chocolate chip waffle cookies in the waffle maker at the moment. We're getting close here. Almost working on the last of the wine here. See if I can't pour the last of this. This glass can handle like a bottle. Actually, I don't. I think I used to have even larger Bordeaux glasses. Cut the heat on the eggs. Those are popping. One of the major things to love about a cast iron pan. Oh, it did actually make me look bad here. It actually stuck. Do I let them go the full waffle amount? Do I cut them early? What point do we go with these? I obviously need another plate for the cookies. Don't know how long we go with those. Those were looking pretty decent for being waffle cookies, but I don't know how easy those are going to pull off of the waffle maker. Gonna throw our sausage back into the pan here, give it a little bit of a warm up. I'm only going to use 2 of these. Not going to go through all 4 pieces of sausage tonight. You know, I'm not that fat. I'm fat, but not that fat. Okay, I'm going to call it there, just because, yeah, I don't know if these are going to pull off. Nope. Let's try the fish spatula. That was a little better. I can smell the burntness though. Yeah, these went a bit long on the underside here. Like I said, I was a bit worried about the chocolate chippers. But we still got 3 decent cookies there. We're obviously going to turn this down quite a bit here. I need something better than this to clean that out though. Because I'm not going to settle for those. Those are subpar cookies. We need better cookies than those. Need a terry towel. This is how you deal with this if you have a Roomba. Or you're in a commercial kitchen where you're going to mop your floors at the end of the night. Okay. Considerably lower heat here now. Give this a second here to cool down and relax. Keep our sausage warming up. Let's give this one more try. Oh, we're going to do better than what I had here before. Think of these guys as like the first pancake. Though I will freely admit at this point that I do think that baking these is probably a better plan. I want to at least try and do it at least once. So even if this does turn out perfect, it's probably the last time I'm going to bother doing this. Yeah, I mean, this is based off, literally, I saw an article this morning. Google fed me an article through my phone this morning about Waffle chocolate chip cookies. And I was like, yep, gotta do that. Which sort of falls into the thing, like, I like having some things to look forward to and plan for, but I love the ability to be like, okay, that's cool. You know, I woke up this morning, let's do that tonight. Oh, that keeps me excited. Okay, we're still warm here, so one more shot. I'm gonna get these a little bit more of a smash to start out with. Yeah, I've got a couple. Google actually allows you to, I don't think a lot of people realize this, but you can set up Google to automatically email you the results from a search daily. And so I've got several of those. I get, my email, people say their email spammy. I make my email spammy. I feel so many things going into my email every day. But so I have it searching for my name, my old business name, my yeah. They do harden up quickly. That's nice. I think this is potential to be a great thing. Just got to dial in those temps and times. I mean, these are, I mean, they're falling apart, but these are looking nice. Yeah, I have a feeling even those are burnt and breaking apart, they're going to disappear. I've toyed around with Flipboard. Do you like Flipboard a lot? Flipboard a lot? I haven't really gotten into it. I mostly, well, I read the stuff that Google feeds to me in its automatic feed of news, but I read Google News, and then I read a variety of other major news outlets. But I haven't found many aggregators that I actually like, and I'm not really willing to. It's sort of sad, but I'm not willing to pay for a news aggregator without like being able to try it out. And yeah, that's sort of the thing. I'm not a big ebook reader. I like books. Had a librarian as a mother. Like books, love books. But don't really do a whole lot of the in-depth like e-book reading. Those are looking. Gonna give those a couple more seconds here, but those are looking much more. I am all about like I don't like fiction. I'm all about nonfiction, and so I like there's way too much stuff to learn about this world to give a crap about the fake shit. And so I just read lots and lots of real stuff. It's saying these are done now. Let's give them a second here to cool just on the platform. Let's cool the heat on the platform. I'm not going to keep using the waffle heater, waffle maker. Actually, let's just let them sit there. That'll be fine with those. Let's finish up our Chaffle dinner here. We'll slide this guy back a little bit. That's as far as I can go back without falling over. Get one more plate dirty tonight. Chaffles there. Throw ourselves a couple strips of bacon over the top here. I hate doing dishes, and I don't have a dishwasher. I do not have, there is no dishwasher here. I do everything by hand. Have for years. I hate doing dishes. People used to ask my grandmother where her dishwasher was. She would point at my grandfather. So there's our ridiculous plate of Chaffles with eggs, bacon, and sausage. I'm gonna skip the avocado, even though I got one chilling right here. That's right, because I love the idea earlier about you wizard and them that I'm not gonna do avocado with maple syrup. I'm gonna do a maple syrup on this tonight. But on top of maple syrup, when I do eggs, I have to do Frank's. It's just me, sorry. Let's see if we can pull this guy off now. Yeah. Much better too. So, second round much better. We're just first pancake syndrome here. But yeah, baking them's a lot easier. It's cutesy, it's fun. I've enjoyed doing it tonight for one night, but I think I'm gonna bake them in the future. So, the honest truth is, I used to be a huge hot nut fanatic. I mean, I loved hot sauces. I have, back in my house that I grew up in, my parents, there's probably 10 or 15 hot sauces still there 15, 20 years later. Back when habaneros were the hottest pepper that you could get, you know, I was like a hot sauce fanatic. But I've gotten older now, and my stomach and my guts just don't handle hot sauce anymore. And so Frank's is about it for me these days. So let's see if I can't make a decent looking plate. Here are these waffle cookies for the Instagrams, but they're not the world's finest work here. Let's see. There's a picture of Chaffles. And let's use one of these. like I said, I think the waffle cookies were a fun project, but oven's better. Well, thank you guys all for joining me this evening. I'm gonna go and enjoy this massive pile of fatness. Um, Probably followed by this pile of sugar. Be back here on Friday with we'll be doing something with duck breasts. Don't have plans yet, but we'll be doing something with duck breasts. Knowing me, we'll probably be doing something with sweet potatoes because sweet potatoes and duck goes great together. And Sunday we'll be doing duck stock and something else for dinner. And also on Friday we'll be cooking those duck confit. Anyone that's just joined into the channel, on the 20th, I'm doing my first cook along, hopefully monthly thing. Got a list of ingredients and equipment down below in the info page in my upcoming plans. So would love it if any or all of you or some of you join me and cook along on the 20th. And I hope everyone has a great night. I'm going to end my stream now. Gonna look and see if there's anyone to host, but if there isn't, I hope everyone has a great night. Pictures on Instagram in a couple minutes.